Everybody comes in your grandmother ear. Everybody comes in your grandmother. Everybody comes in your everybody comes in your grandmother. Comes in your comes in your everybody comes in your grandmother, your father, your mother, your brother, your cousins. They come in so easily, so crazy, so crazy.
I am not up to the job. And I mean that sincerely. It's not like, whoa.
So notice something. I defended him on his bad joke because I have standards and I have principles.
They're coming all over the place. 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 And he's like this. They're coming all over the place. 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 They're coming all over the place.
Help me! I need water.
They're coming all over the place.
Need water.
They're coming all over the place.
I need water.
They're coming all over the place.
I need water.
They're coming all over the place.
I need
They're
water.
coming all
I
over
need
the
water.
place.
I need
They're coming all over
I need
the
water.
place.
I
They're
need
coming all over the
water. I need
place.
water.
They're
I
coming
need
all
water.
over the
I need
place.
water. I
They're
need
coming
water.
all
I
over
need
the
water.
place.
I need
They're coming all
water. I
over
need
the
water.
place.
I
They're
need
coming all
water.
over
I
the
need
place.
water.
They're coming
I need
all over
water.
the place.
Help me!
They're
I
coming
need
all over
water.
the place.
Help me!
They're
I
coming
need
all over
water.
the
Help
place.
me! I
They're coming all over the place.
help me!
They're coming all over the place.
Help me!
They're coming all over the place.
Help me!
They're coming all over the
Help me!
place. They're coming all over the
Help me!
place. They're coming all over the 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 place.
No, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
Joe Brandon, I agree. Joe Brandon, I agree.
Mr. Sam, if I could just get the sentence out. We can talk about Jimmy. Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote.
Force the vote, sure, was a failure.
that will enhance our underlying effort to accommodate the Russian oligarchs and make sure we take their ill-begotten gains. We're going to accommodate them. We're going to seize their yachts, their luxury homes, and other ill-begotten gains of Putin's kleptocracy. The guys who are the kleptocracy. But these are bad guys.
Everybody comes in your grandmother. Everybody comes in your grandmother.
Testing is testing. Hello, is there a show? Hello, testing. Is there a program active? I'm not sure. Hello, users. I have an active program today. We are activating the program today, and I got some coffee. So I just want to say I am celebrating today. Today is Dank Brandon Day. We'll be getting into this later in the show. I have consumed copious amounts of edible, legal products, and they're going to kick in any minute now. Drinking caffeine, it's going to speed up the system. So bear with me. I am trying to live, I am trying to survive, and have a good time. So I'll be getting into that later. But I got a show. There's a show. Well, I mean, it's got a show. So doing a show today. Yeah. So I'm doing a show. Today, all right, let's talk about this. There are experts in the world, and these experts often produce analyses. And one such analysis is, it just goes well with America. Check this out. COVID-19 boosters could prevent about 90,000 U.S. deaths this winter, but only if more people get them, analysis suggests. 100,000 people. Their fate hangs in the balance on if stupid shitfuck Americans get a free vaccine. 100,000 people, their lives are dependent upon Americans getting a vaccine that's free. It's free. I don't know if the future COVID shots will be free. I hope so. But this one, it was free. I got it the other day. In fact, I got it 1 week ago. And my arm, it's all better. You ever think about this? People often say, oh, if you could develop a time machine, right, you'd go back in time. I'd stop 9/11. I'd go back in time. I'd stop Franz Ferdinand. I'd go back in time and I'd shoot Hitler as a kid, as a baby, right? But guess what, motherfucker? You don't need a time machine. You can go get vaccinated and boom, 100,000. That's way more than a 9/11. 9/11, you're going to go back. You got a time machine and you're going to go back in time to 9/11? Like, fucking Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? Like, unless you got, like, a dog that died on 9/11, like, fuck. I mean, 100,000 people, and their fate rests on the intelligence rating of the average American. So, let's read. COVID-19 vaccinations could save thousands of lives and billions of dollars this winter. A new analysis suggests that if more people in the United States got their booster by the end of the year, about 90,000 COVID-19 deaths could be prevented this fall and winter. But if booster vaccinations continue at their current pace, the nation could see a peak of more than 1,000 COVID-19 deaths per day this winter, according to the study published Wednesday by the Commonwealth Fund. Check this out. On October 20th, Maybe I'll cover this one tomorrow. I just saw it, so I didn't have time to digest this. But on October 20th, I have seen an article that suggests that the CDC will stop counting COVID deaths on a daily basis. They'll release weekly death information, but right as winter is starting, they're going to stop daily death count, daily case count. Isn't that interesting? Why would they do that? What benefit does reducing information? Is that like, oh, the pandemic's over, so we'll stop counting? If that's the case, why still count the weekly deaths? When you look at the data of the deaths and severe disease among unvaccinated versus vaccinated and boosted versus vaccinated and doubly boosted, the data are crystal clear for the difference in severity and death among people who are not vaccinated, Dr. Fauci, director, said Tuesday during a webinar. I love webinars. You ever been to a webinar? I have. It's called My Living Room because it's online. They have a webcam. Yet in this rich country of ours, we have 68% of the population is vaccinated, and only half of those have received one booster. So again, 68%, that's like 30 IQ points, right? That's the average American hovering around 20 to 30 IQ points, 68% of the country, right? Now, again, the other 32%, 5 IQ points, right? Like they max off at around 5 IQ points, right? That's like the most intelligent anti-vaxxer is at least 30 times dumber than the least intelligent vaxxer. So, right? But then think about it. So you get the first series of shots and then you don't get the booster shots. Like, why? I don't get it. I don't get it. I just can someone explain this to me? Does anyone know any of these people? They got the first series, and now there's an updated booster shot that's tailored toward Omicron specifically, and they're like, nah, I think I'll skip this one. And now, of course, the second part of that is governmental messaging. Has Biden talked about the booster shots? A little bit. But is he doing national ad campaigns? Is he running television ads throughout all cable stations saying, hey, get your booster? I don't know. Maybe I don't have TV. I don't know. I talked to some normies and they're like, I didn't even know there was a new booster shot. So, I mean, we live in a stupid fucking country. Researchers at the Commonwealth Fund in New York and Yale School of Public Health in Connecticut updated an analysis originally released in July to examine the potential impact of uptake of COVID booster shots on reducing hospitalizations, death, and medical costs in this fall and winter. 3 scenarios were examined in the analysis: a baseline scenario in which daily vaccination rates remain unchanged, and 2 scenarios in which booster uptake increased by the end of the year, increasing either to a rate similar to the uptake of flu shots or to reach 80% of eligible people receiving their booster dose. The researchers then estimated the impact of each scenario on the projected number of COVID infections, hospitalizations, deaths, and medical costs expected from October 1 to March 31. The researchers found that the uptake of COVID boosters this fall is similar to the uptake of 2020 to 21 flu vaccinations. It would prevent 75,000. Now, I have a question. Can someone introduce me to the stupid motherfucker out there that goes and gets a flu shot? You know, one you have to pay for, but doesn't get a COVID shot? You know, the one that's free? Like, can someone explain how that's possible? That there's such a wide delta between people that get flu shots and people that get COVID. Like, what? Like, I'm just like, I would love to meet these people. I want to have a conversation with them. I got my shots on the same day, so don't talk to me about, oh, I don't have time. I don't know. Don't talk to me about that stupid fucking shit. I got them on the same fucking day, bitch. What is this this fantasy world that people are living in where it's like, oh, the flu is a really big deal, but the pandemic's over, so I don't need the COVID shot anymore. Oh, I love science. Like, who are these motherfuckers? Does anyone know? Can someone find them? Someone's tracked them down? Apparently, it's the majority of the population. If 80% of eligible people receive their booster dose, the researchers found, it would prevent about 90,000 deaths and more than 936,000 hospitalization and prevent $56 billion in medical costs in the next 6 months compared with baseline scenario. If booster vaccinations remain at their current pace, the researchers found a potential COVID-19 winter surge could peak at around 16,000 hospitalizations and 1,200 deaths per day by March. And this is why people ask me, do you support vaccine mandates? Yes. Unlike literally anyone in government, I support vaccine mandates, unlike Joe Biden. Joe Biden had a vaccine mandate where you either get vaccinated or don't. I mean, that's not a mandate. I mean, someone asked me this, right? Or someone tell me this. What the fuck are people crying about Joe Biden's vaccine mandate? It's you either get the shot or you don't. That was his mandate. That was the mandate. That was a pretty fucking shitty mandate. I, on the other hand, am in favor of a vaccine and what the word mandate actually means, it means you get the fucking shot. Go door to door, sit people down on their fucking couch, tie them down if you fucking have to, and give them a fucking shot. Now, again, I know that there are some people that are immunocompromised. They cannot get the shot or whatever because their body wouldn't take it anyway. And it could cause an issue. I'm not talking about those people. The reason why vaccinations are so important is so that immunocompromised people can go outside without catching fucking COVID from a stupid fucking normal, average, low IQ Neanderthal knuckle dragger, right? So that they could go outside to the grocery store without thinking, oh shit, there's a good chance I'm gonna get fucking killed because I'll get COVID at the supermarket. Maybe they could go to a fucking movie once in a while, but no, we gotta deal with these low IQ fucking garbage, son of a bitch, stupid fuck motherfucking Americans, and the weak, pussy little beta bitch government that's afraid to actually fucking do their job and protect the fucking people that live here. I don't know. Why do we pay the government to give us a service? You're telling me the government's just like, oh, 90,000 people are gonna die? Fuck it. Can't infringe on freedom. 90,000 people are going to die for no reason, according to the study, for no reason other than I got my freedom. Wow! What? What? Like, are you fucking joking me? Is this a fucking joke? Am I being pranked? 90,000 people estimated to die unless people get a booster shot. That's free. It's free. It's free. It's fucking free. It's free. You're telling me, for the first time in U.S. history, we have a universal healthcare protection system for booster shots for a deadly virus. The first time in U.S. history that we have some universal ass motherfucking healthcare. At least the first time since polio. That we have some universal healthcare. It's free. It's free. And Americans are like, nah, I'd rather kill 90,000 people. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. I mean, like...
Only the really... I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ...
Like, these are some real stupid motherfuckers.
At the same time, the vaccine is one of the greatest achievements of mankind.
I didn't say it. I don't know, man. People are the Trumpers. Even he says it. So, again, I don't know what the fuck's going on in this country. As of Tuesday, about 2/3 of the U.S. population, 67.9%, are fully vaccinated with at least their initial series. Again, words. Can we all agree on an English language? Version of the English language, an iteration. Can we all just standardize an English fucking language so when someone says fully vaccinated, I want them to mean fully vaccinated. Getting 2 shots fucking a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, is not fully fucking vaccinated. This isn't like a fucking goddamn like MMO RPG where you buy the base game and that's the quote unquote full game, but then there's 19,000 DLC fucking expansion packs that come out, right? So then they gotta release like a game of the fucking decade edition that is the full fucking shit with, you know what the fuck? How do we not have a language? Like, was there like some bill that was passed? Some fucking, I don't know, did some event happen where people just disagree now on the English fucking language? Like, I'd take putting U's in my favor, in my humor, at least if it's standardized, at least if we can agree on basic fucking definitions. Getting 2 shots 2 years ago is not fully vaccinated by any stretch, any fucking stretch. What is this shit? The messaging is so bad. This is what the CDC says, by the way. This isn't CNN. This is what the CDC says. The CDC is like 2 shots 2 years ago, you're fully vaccinated. By the way, there's a new variant out that the 2 shots are really less effective against, right? Because no one got the shot, so then the fucking virus mutated. So now we have a new booster shot that's, you know, tailored to the variant. But you're fully vaccinated. You got 2 shots 2 years ago. So, yeah. Like, and we wonder why Americans are so fucking stupid? There's no one educating these fucking morons. Like, I need you to understand, the average American is a fucking idiot. Like, I need a selfish fucking moron. The average American, a lazy, selfish fucking piece of fucking dog shit. The average American. And now I know people are gonna cry and whine, oh, but the life is so hard for the average American. Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. Yeah, life is hard. So how about we fucking do something about it? 90,000 people are gonna die because you're too lazy to get a free fucking shot at the fucking CVS down the street? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking joking? Like, I mean, look at speed limits, for Christ's sake. This is another one. This is a lot less popular than the COVID thing, which is apparently very unpopular. So, but look at speed limits. Every time we increase speed limits, there's a direct causal correlation between increasing speed limits and traffic accidents and deaths. But we gotta get to Mickey D's by 10 p.m. Oh! Right, like, we gotta get to the movie theater, but we gotta leave at the absolute last minute because we gotta eat biscuits on the couch and go get some candy before we... Like, just leave 5 minutes earlier. No, leave 10 minutes earlier. No, we gotta increase our speed limits and fucking run into each other because we're a bunch of stupid motherfuckers that can barely drive. I'm impressed, by the way. Now, I say this as someone that doesn't have a car or a license. I've never driven a car. But I'm impressed that you can teach these dumbass motherfuckers to drive cars. That said, there's about 40,000 deaths every year in this country from traffic accidents, and that's deaths, right? At least the last time I looked it up, right? So, that's deaths, and that's not even counting overall accidents, so maybe you can't teach these dumb motherfuckers to drive cars. I don't know. But I've seen a couple car crashes. I've been in a couple car crashes. We got some stupid motherfuckers on this planet. But you're telling me Americans are so selfish and fucking lazy and fucking goddamn stupid that we have to increase our speed limits, even though we know for a fact it's going to kill more people. We have to increase our speed limits. Oh, but I need to get there on time. I need to get there on time. Leave 10 minutes earlier. But I need to eat the last chicken wing from the box. Oh, like, what excuse? Like, 10 minutes? You can't leave 10 minutes earlier? What, is your baby gonna fucking die if you don't have that babysitter? Fucking, like, you know, 10 minutes earlier? Like, you know, they have to get, like, you can, like, what scenario? Like, are you leaving the oven on for some reason and you're cooking? I don't, like, what scenario is there where you can't fucking just leave the house 10 minutes early? I know, I'm ranting and raving. Let's get back on the COVID thing. I'm just saying, fucking these motherfuckers are stupid. So 68% are fully vaccinated. Whatever that means. Only about a third, 33% of the population has received a booster dose. Not the Omicron booster dose, but just one singular booster dose. There's been 3 available. People my age, I've had 2 available to me. Older people, certain other people with certain conditions have had 3 available to them. but only 33% of the population has one booster dose. That gives us no information. Because the last booster dose was last year, a year ago, and it wasn't the Omicron thing, right? So, only 33%, the best case scenario is that 33% of the population has the Omicron booster, but that's probably not true. They just have a booster. Why are we tracking information like this? Can't we track this shit a little bit more intelligently? Can't we track how many fucking, like, people, like, I got the fucking vaccination card. I got this fucking stamped ass fucking little piece of cardboard. Can't we track this fucking shit? Can't we get better information than this? But again, so 33% of the population probably not having the Omicron booster. So what, about half of that maybe? About half of that. I got my booster shot, like, I think I scheduled my appointment like 2 weeks after they went live. So I got mine a little late. I felt bad for it. And you're telling me maybe only 15% of the maybe only 10%? Who knows? I don't know. It could be any part of the 33%. Am I going on, like, is this okay? We're talking about COVID here, all right? I'm high. Bear with me. We're talking about dumbass Americans on today's show, and I still got more of this. I want to read the rest of this piece here. This was the first time updated, blah, blah, blah. In late August, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration authorized updated versions of the COVID-19 booster shots. There we go. This is the first time COVID-19 vaccines have received emergency use authorization in the U.S. Federal health officials have said Americans may need to get a single updated COVID vaccination every year. The CDC says 7.6 million people have received an updated booster dose. Okay, so we have actually this information. This is why I got to read shit all the way through before I start fucking screaming for 20 minutes. So 7.6 million % of the population. So how many people are in the world, or in this country? 330 million? 330. Now again, a lot of them are kids. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. If someone wants to look them up for me live, I'm not. But let's estimate maybe there's 300 million adults. Or just like 300 million people that are like above 12 or whatever. Right. Oh, so we got 300 million people that are above 12 and 7 million have gotten the booster shot. Can someone do like a percentage calculation on that? Hold up. Let me do some live mathematics. All right, so let's do, I don't even know, a million is a lot. So 300 million, bear with me. So 2%. 2% of the country, according to this mathematical equation that I did on the other monitor. 2% of the, I was guessing 15%. When I saw this, I was guessing maybe 15%, but no. Oh, no. I was just like, I was lowballing Americans. I was guessing 15%. But no, it's 2%. 2% of the country. It's free. It's free. The first time in any of our lifetimes, unless you're fucking old as shit and you were going through polio or fucking some shit, right? The first time ever, for anyone under the age of like 50 or 60, that there has been universal free, life-saving healthcare. Universal, everyone gets it. Free, you pay nothing. Life-saving, it can literally save your life healthcare. And 2% of the country are like, let's go. Oh. I don't even, am I going crazy? Am I fucking nuts? Am I nuts? Like, can someone, like, tell me, am I having, like, a fucking psychotic episode? You're telling me the first time in U.S. history for any of us, right, except for fucking old-ass Abner in the chat room, any of us has had universal, free, life-saving healthcare, and only, I can't believe that. I just can't believe that. I can't believe this. I can't. Like, if I believe this, like, the thing about believing that this is true is that if this is true, we're fucked. I mean, we're fucked. You think we're gonna fix climate fucking change? We are fucked. I mean, like, Americans are just too fucking stupid. I and I know the booster shot's only been out for like a month or like a month and a half. But you're telling me, in a month to a month and a half, only 2% of Americans have gotten their fucking shit together and gotten a free. It's free. I don't. All right. So anyway, I've said everything that I possibly will say about that for a while. Yet I'll probably end up doing another segment about that shit tomorrow. But Jesus Christ. Anyway, my edible products are kicked in. They have kicked in. I'm not sure if you've noticed. So there you go. The booster made me sick. I'm done. We got a 98%er in the fucking chat. We got a 98%er. Whew. Whew. All right. So anyway. Let's talk about the big one. Folks, I've been very critical of the President of the United States, Joseph Robinette Biden II. Very critical. But one thing, when I constantly bitch and moan about this stupid ass old motherfucker, this dumb ass fucking idiot, this fucking...
I am not up to the job.
You know, like this fucking... Every time I fucking scream like a fucking 3-year-old having a temper tantrum about dumbass fuckface Biden. You know, one of the things I always mention is that this guy has got to get his shit together. He campaigned on decriminalizing marijuana nationwide. He campaigned on it. He's got to fucking do it. Well, here we are, right before the midterms with a nice October surprise. Now, so I got to tell you this. This is big. Now, okay, so it would be bigger if he would have just decriminalized it outright, right? That would have been better. But, pretty good start. So, let me read this. This is from the New York Times. Biden pardons thousands convicted of marijuana possession under federal law. The move represents a fundamental change in America's response to a drug that has been at the center of a clash between culture and policing for more than a half century. And we got the marijuana flag. Once again, why is marijuana illegal? Was there an overdosing epidemic going on in the 1960s? Nah. Was there, like, people going crazy and, like, jumping out their windows or, like, going on murder rampages in the 1960s? Not really. But what was going on in the 1960s? All right. Black people were able to vote, and people didn't like an unnecessary war. And those two groups, right, again, Richard Nixon, his administration, this is documented, this is in White House official record keeping, right? They're like, oh, fuck. You know who we hate the most? Black people and anti-war people. Hippies. They hate them. So what do? We can't just arrest them. Right? That's bad press. Let's just make marijuana illegal and other drugs like cocaine, heroin, LSD, mushrooms, right? Illegal so that these people will have a way to police them and treat them like garbage. So, again, that is the only reason marijuana is illegal in this country, is because the White House is documented on record hating black people and hippies, anyone that didn't like their stupid fucking war, right? So again, let's be honest about this. This is a dumb ass fucking country. Like, I mean, like, this is a fucking, like, we're talking about, like, a war. Like, let's talk about this. A war that doesn't need to happen. We don't need to be involved. No one wants to go there. They enslave people, violation of the 13th Amendment, right? They enslave people into going to fight for a stupid fucking war, right? For no reason, for oil companies, right? And so, in the military industrial complex, right? And then also, right, this country is so fucking stupid that they saw like the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act, and they're like, holy shit, the black people are gonna start voting. What do we do? Like, literally, in less than 10 years from the Civil Rights and Voting Rights Act, they found a new way to just fuck with black people for no fucking reason. And again, you get fucking felony convictions on shit. You can't vote anymore. Whoa, you can't fucking vote anymore. Wow, isn't that great? Isn't that fucking great? Wow. Oh my god, what a stupid fucking country. So anyway, 50 years later, here we are. Now again, weed is not decriminalized yet. It is not legalized yet. But this is a very good start. And for all intents and purposes, everything I'm reading is that he's just going to do it. It's just going to be, he's going to do the longest way possible. He's taking the scenic route. That's everything I've read. So, I'm relaying that to you before I get into this article. Like, he's going to do it. He's just taking the scenic route. He might milk it a couple press conferences. He might, it might take a while, but this is a great start. So, okay. President Biden on Thursday pardoned thousands of people convicted of marijuana possession under federal law and said his administration would review whether marijuana should still be in the same legal category as drugs like heroin and LSD. Well, one paragraph in, and again, like okay. So the worst drugs imaginable: marijuana, heroin, and LSD. I don't know. One of those things seems a lot worse than the other ones. I'm just saying. They're like, I don't know. Anyway, but we'll get there. The pardons will clear everyone convicted on federal charges of simple possession since it became a crime in the 1970s. Officials said full data was not available, but noted that about 6,500 people were convicted of simple possession between 92 and 21. Now again, this is federal. Right now, I know a lot of people, I'm sure in my audience, know the difference between federal and state. But the president cannot pardon someone in a state prison if like a giant chunk, like most, like we're talking upper 90s percentage of drug-related arrests are via local, state, municipal, right, county, right? That's where all this kind of stuff is happening, right? So Biden can get the ball rolling and he can urge states to pardon everyone. Individual states. I don't know how Republicans are going to do that. Maybe some Republicans will jump on, maybe. But it's again, we're taking the scenic route here for some reason. I mean, again, you think 50 fucking goddamn motherfucking years is the scenic route, but hey, whatever. The pardons will also affect people who were convicted under District of Columbia drug laws. Officials estimated the number to be in the thousands. The pardon will not apply to people convicted of selling or distributing marijuana. Now, again, this is another issue with this scenario, is a lot of people, when they're arrested for drug-related offenses, police will trump up the charges and try to add additional charges. Like, let's say, for example, you catch 3 guys, they're in the back of a 7-Eleven smoking a blunt and they're sharing it, right? If someone says, yeah, well, I mean, I brought it, it was my blunt, then boom, they're selling or distributing marijuana because they shared it with people, right? So again, a lot of the times the cops will really try to get those charges in there. They will convict them on stupid shit like distribution when they're literally just like, they brought a blunt to like a party. You know what I mean? So again, there's a lot of work here that needs to be done. But still, it's a good start. Again, we're taking the fucking scenic route here, like, geez, and we're walking on the scenic route. We're riding a horse who's not running, but a horse is walking on the scenic route. We'll get there, but Jesus fucking goddamn Christ. But the move will help remove obstacles for people trying to get a job. Officials said there are no people now serving time in federal prisons solely for marijuana possession, but the move will help people remove obstacles of people trying to get a job. So imagine, right? It's 1973, right? You got caught, quote unquote, right? Like, imagine this. Like, what are we, 3 years old? But we got caught with like a fucking 1.5 grams of marijuana in your pocket. It's 1973. 50 years later, you got denied for a job at like fucking Wendy's. Like, imagine, What? Like, I mean, again, like, we talk about fucking cancel culture, right? Motherfuckers in this world are obsessed with cancel culture, but, like, you're, like, I can't. No, like, I mean, I can't. I just, oh. I just, dumbass shit. Mr. Biden urged governors to follow his lead for people convicted on state charges of simple possession who vastly outnumber those charged under federal laws. Again, it's like we're talking 80+%. I haven't seen the numbers yet, but still the president's actions, which come about a month before the midterm elections, could help energize Democratic supporters, represent a fundamental change in America's response to a drug that has been in the center of a clash between culture and policing for more than a half century. Quote, sending people to jail for possessing marijuana has upended too many lives for conduct that is legal in many states, Mr. Biden said on Tuesday, or on Twitter, on Thursday. Holy shit. I'm a little high, folks. That's before you address the clear racial disparities around prosecution and conviction. Today we begin to right those wrongs. So my interpretation of this is Joe Biden is saying that on a personal level. Again, Joe Biden in the 1990s, motherfucker was writing crime bills, sending super predators to jail for like life in prison for like crazy ass like small shit, right? So again, I'd like to think that's Joe Biden acknowledging that he is not only part of the problem, he is like one of the core architects of the problem. He is like the designer of like the modern iteration of this problem, right? So again, but okay. So also another thing he said is he's directing the health secretary to look into the process of federal decriminalization. So it's not yet, but he's asking the health secretary to look into it. Oh, we gotta read every book ever written on law before we do this, so it might take a couple fucking decades. But again, this is good news. This is really good news. In my opinion, this is probably the single best thing that Joe Biden could do. Again, 70+% of Americans support legal marijuana. Like, we're talking about it's one of the, I don't even understand. Like, again, we're talking about some stupid motherfuckers in this country. Dumb fuck assholes in this country, right? Like, again, I can't fathom this country and the average person's relationship or understanding of drugs. I just can't. And to me, it hurts my brain. It hurts my brain to think that people are so stupid that we could live like this. And it's a layup. Like, why didn't Trump decriminalize weed? Like, imagine, like, on January 5th, that Trump decriminalized weed or something, like, I don't know, but like, why? It's a layup. It's an easy win. It's like, it would give you so much support and popularity from so many people, even like your harshest critics. Like, how did Biden not do, how didn't Obama, how didn't these people fucking do that? Like, I don't even know. I can't even. So anyway, there's some news for you. It's probably the big news of the day. But there you go. How's everyone doing today? What's going on? It's Friday. Going to be doing a Twitch stream this evening. This evening I will be playing through Resident Evil 4 on twitch.tv. So I will start the stream at around 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That's right, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So there you go. You're getting fucking boosted this afternoon. That's excellent. Triggered by capitalism. I am triggered. I'm triggered as fuck right now. How do I warn my greens? Anyway, let's talk about something a little bit more fun in some ways. In some ways, only some. According to Dank Brandon, aka President Joseph Robinette Biden II, nuclear Armageddon risk is highest since the Cuban Missile Crisis. Isn't that great? I mean, this is a great show I'm doing here. This is a great show I'm doing here. Like, just take it, absorb it in. President Joe Biden is declaring that the risk of nuclear Armageddon is at the highest level since the 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis, as Russian officials speak of using tactical nuclear weapons after suffering massive setbacks in the 8-month invasion of Ukraine. Speaking at a Democratic fundraiser, Mr. Joe Biden said Thursday night that Russian President Vladimir Putin is, quote, a guy I know fairly well. And the Russian leader is not joking when he talks about the use of tactical nuclear weapons or biological or chemical weapons. Biden added, we have not faced the prospect of Armageddon since Kennedy and the Cuban Missile Crisis. I mean, I'm not sure that that's true. I mean, you know, there's lots of reports of, like, you know, situations with India and Pakistan being, like, pretty scary. North Korea, South Korea being pretty scary. So, I mean, maybe America-centric kind of perspective there, but I'm, you know, just throwing that out there. U.S. officials have, for months, have warned of the prospect that Russia could use weapons of mass destruction in Ukraine that has faced strategic setbacks on the battlefield, though Biden's remarks marked the starkest warnings yet by the U.S. government about nuclear stakes. So, yep, World War III. You know, I said the buzzword. So there you go. I pretty much that sums up my you know what else am I gonna say? Personally, my opinion, I've said this before, I'll be fine. You know, stay tuned for the post-nuclear episodes of Above It All. My perspective. Let's say this is my war prediction, my official war prediction, because everyone's got to have one. So Russia's going to drop a nuclear bomb. Ukraine is gone. It's destroyed. Boom. And then NATO's going to be like, holy shit, that's scary, but they're still not going to do anything. Right? And then Russia's going to blow us up. But I'll tell you this much. I'm fine. Where would Russia blow up? California, New York, Washington. I don't live there. I'll be fine. So I will be doing some episodes of Above It All. I'm not sure how the internet's going to be, but I'll be recording them locally to CDs or tapes if I have to, and I will mass distribute these tapes, this information, and it will spread throughout the post-nuclear Holocaust to give people some updates and some news, you know. So start mass buying those little mini tape players, you know. Start mass buying those and blank tapes and copy machines, and get the batteries, right? The battery powered ones. And then that's how we can distribute the Above It All show. So that I don't even, you know, nuclear Armageddon. Okay. I mean, all right. Maybe we don't need to worry about COVID. We're all just going to get blown up by a fucking nuke. All right. Okay. Great. So, there you go. That's the news for the day. I'm going to be getting into a movie review in a moment. But first, let's do a little bit of Q-Cock. Q-Cock! Questions, comments, or concerns. If you have any, then I'll do a movie review. Once again, I'm doing a twitch.tv stream at 7 o'clock Eastern. I will be playing Resident Evil 4. So, you don't want to miss it. It's going to be great. But I've got a horror movie review that I'm looking forward to, because it's a movie that I've seen it 3 times. I'll get into it in a second here. I've seen it 3 times, and I have a lot to say. So, and I'm also really high. I'm honestly, I don't even know how I'm still streaming here. Like I'm abnormally, I'm fucked up right now. So anyway, there you go. Zombievers. What is Zombie? It's on Prime. Okay, Zombievers on Prime. Here's what you want to do, Peter Charles. Go to any of my videos. Go to like 3 random videos. And say, watch the video first. Say, oh, I love this video. Your point about something is so great. By the way, watch Zombievers. That's your homework. Then I'll remember, because when I'm checking my comments, it'll kick in for me. So, but you got to watch the video and you got to tell me something you like about the video. That's the deal. I don't know why that's the deal, but that's the deal that I came up with. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Alright, let's get into a movie review. Okay, y'all. I got a movie for ya. So, last night I watched It Follows. And I have a lot to say. So, this is probably, I think, the 3rd time I've seen this movie. The first couple times I saw the movie, I remembered it being really good. But there's like a couple of parts that I just really didn't like. But I'll tell you this. I watched this again for the 3rd time. And you know what? I changed my mind. I think that this is just a good movie. I can disagree with some of the, like, I'm talking about the pool scene. That's what I didn't like the first couple times I watched the movie. But watching this again, you know what? It's fine. It's whatever. I really do think that this movie is excellent. Now, the first thing I want to say is I love the intro. Like, the vibe of this movie with the music is phenomenal. Like, the music is just, it's really good. It's loud. It's like really, like, it just has that really excellent semi-retro vibe to it. I just really like it. And I love the intro where we see a woman running from nothing, right? Because we're not like in the world of the protagonist, or we are in the world of the protagonist, but she is not the protagonist, so we can't see the creature yet. And her running to the beach and driving to the beach or whatever. It's just that whole scene, that whole introduction it's so good. It really is incredible. It's an incredible introduction. Wow. I mean, this is a great movie, honestly. It's also, it's a really scary movie. I'm not gonna lie. Like, most movies, they don't really scare me. They're just really fun to watch. I love horror movies. But this is a relatively scary movie. I would definitely say, like, if I were to make a scary movie list, It Follows would definitely be on there. So the core mechanic of this film is that, like, there's an STD, and the STD is like a demon that is walking toward you at all times, right? And they constantly change form, but it is a physical demon. It's just invisible to everyone else, right? So that's the core mechanic of the horror. And then the first parts are like, she doesn't really believe that it's true, right? So she's kind of paranoid, but she's not convinced of the paranoia. Then she becomes paranoid, and then it just slowly unravels. I'd say one of my criticisms of this movie, having watched it 3 times now, is I think it's too short. I really do. I mean, it's only an hour and 40 minutes. Some would say that that's a good length for a horror movie. It's hard to do a longer horror movie. It's just, rarely is a long horror movie, a thing, really. I mean, like, The Exorcist is kind of long, I remember. I'm trying to think. But So I feel like this is a great concept for a movie. And I really do feel like they probably could have added a couple more segments to it. That's just my opinion. But anyway, so, the STD thing kind of goes throughout the friend group. Like, the main character basically kind of gets, like, date raped. Except, the kidnapping and the extortion and all the, like, the weird non-consensual behavior happened after the sex, right? But it's still, that's what it's symbolically referencing. So anyway, and then she starts seeing the demon, and then, she freaks out or whatever. She passes it on to people in the friend group, and then they die. One of my favorite parts in this movie is when she's looking across the street at one of the other dudes that she fucked, and then, like, she sees the demon enter the house and, like, try to bash on the door, break a window. And I just thought that was great. I loved, like, the way that the actors who played the demon, they did a great job. Like, and the makeup was great. Like, there's just, like... And the thing about the demon not having, like, a singular form, but changing form, right, is that you can get a lot of different kind of designs out of one enemy. And that's a very unique concept. Not many horror movies have had that kind of concept where, like, usually it's like a single entity, like Freddy Krueger, or, like, in these ghost movies, it's like one demon, one ghost, one person who died who's now right? But this is just like, it's a very unidentified, unknown kind of horror. And so it really is unique. It's interesting. I love the scene with the really tall dude. They had one of the demon guys be a really tall dude. And I love the scene when she's in the bedroom and her friends are over, and then the really tall dude, like, comes in behind one of the friends, and then, like, she freaks out. That's a great scene. I love this movie, honestly. The first 2 times I watched it, I didn't like the pool scene, so I want to talk a little bit about the pool scene. The way that the pool scene unfolded, it just didn't feel like a satisfying finale, right? Like, they tried fighting it, they failed, they shot each other, and then the movie kind of ends, Like, there's a little bit of, like, they try to pass it on to, like, a prostitute or whatever, that's implied at the end. But then you got, like, the person, like, following them behind them as the movie cuts. I don't know, the pool scene just doesn't feel like a satisfying ending. And I kind of still think that, but I think the good parts of this movie significantly outweigh my personal nitpicks with that. So I'm going to say this movie is excellent. I think this is an excellent movie. I think it's really good. And as far as scary movies, a lot of horror movies I watch are cheesy. I mean, I was watching Scooby-Doo. Is that really horror? I mean, the Scooby-Doo movies, specific ones that I was talking about are probably the scariest of the bunch. But, this is a horror movie. This is a scary fucking movie. So if you're someone who isn't so numb to this kind of genre like myself, and you want to find a movie to watch that is going to scare you, I recommend It Follows. It's a scary ass movie. So there you go. So anyway, that's what I have to say about that. There you go. How many ghost emojis to you give this spooktacular, first of all, it's spook-sixular movie? I give it 7 ghost emojis. And 2 pumpkin emojis. And 14 goblin mask emojis. And 1 fire emoji. So. But yep, that's the show. I talked about everything I wanted to talk about. I talked about COVID. Got a lot to say there. Talked about weed. Had a lot to say there. And talked about nuclear apocalypse. So, that pretty much sums it up. I think I've said everything that needs to be said. So, hopefully y'all can go live your lives and enjoy knowing that only 2% of your fellow Americans have an IQ that's above 30. And, yeah, so there you go. That's the show. I'm high, and I'm going to go enjoy my day. I will be doing a Twitch stream at 7 o'clock Eastern. Now, I will say this. It might not be identically at 7. Could be 7:15. Could be 7:30. I just want to say that because I got a couple things I'm doing beforehand. But there you go. So, thank you all for watching. I will see you later. Have a great
Look, talk about education. I propose that what we take is those very poor schools, the Title I schools, triple the amount of money we spend from $15 to $45 billion a year. Give every single teacher a raise, an equal raise of getting out the $60,000 level. Number two, make sure that we bring in to help the teachers deal with the problems that come from home. The problems that come from home, we have one school psychologist for every 1,500 kids in America today. It's crazy. The teachers are, I'm married to a teacher. My deceased wife is a teacher. They have every problem coming to them. We have to make sure that every single child does in fact have 3, 4, and 5-year-olds go to school, not daycare, school. We bring social workers into homes of parents to help them deal with how to raise their children. It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio, sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night. It's not that they don't want to help. The record player on at night. The record player on at night. The record player on at night. The phone. Play the radio. 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 Play the radio.
No, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce.